We are live. Welcome to ROI Live in five. We're in 5 minutes, which I don't think we've ever gotten it done in 5 minutes, but we'll try. In 5 minutes, we're supposed to give you an amazing thing that you can implement in your business and have a really strong ROI. So today, Jeff has chosen the topic of AI and SOP creation along AI. And so, Jeff, here's what we're going to do. First and foremost, the problem, obviously, we talked about this is, most knowledge lives in people's heads, right? Especially if you're a small business owner, like they just don't slow down long enough to put it into what we would call an SOP. So, talk us through, well, and I guess we could say it also lives in emails and in Slack messages if they're using Slack or chat in Gmail and in Facebook. There's so many people that are like, oh, I have all these things in Messenger. And I'm like, what? Sticky notes, right? Word docs and Excels, random Excels, everything's all over the place. So, Jeff, that's the problem. What are your preferences with regard to AI and kind of building out SOPs?
Yeah, thank you, Lindsay. Thank you for having me on here.
Mhm.
So in terms of preferences, I think it really depends on what you're trying to achieve with your SOP.
Yeah.
Is this going to be something that you want to have animated GIFs included or video of your processes as well, or if it's just a straight document, just text.
Yeah.
Um, so I think it depends on what you're looking for, in, and then you pick the platform to use to build that SOP. This does not have to be complicated,
Yeah.
right? This when we talk about AI, when people hear AI, they think that it's going to do something crazy or wild or steal all your information. It's not. This is probably
Yeah.
one of the most basic ways you can use it.
Yeah.
Um, so if you think about it, creating an SOP on a normal basis, especially from scratch, it will take you, anywhere in between 2 and 4 hours if you want it to be really solid.
Yeah.
Um, so, and then you do the formatting and then you have to share it, all the screenshots, the revisions, all of that kind of stuff. By utilizing AI, you can cut that time down. So it's not that you're just saving time and training better during onboarding or ongoing training with your employees. You're
Yeah.
saving your own time up front. So the ROI here isn't just for your staff, it's for you as well.
Yeah.
Uh, and it will also assist with keeping those updated in the future, right?
Yeah.
So you won't have to go back and rebuild from scratch every time that you make a tweak to a system.
How, Jeff? Because here's the thing. I grew up in a time where I had to screenshot everything and then put what I was doing, and I had to do all that myself, and it was all saved on my desktop until I pulled it in. So, what and how does it stay updated on its own? Talk us through some of that.
Sure. So I'm going to start with the most basic option
Yeah.
here, right? And I think most people are familiar with Loom,
Yeah.
the third party, just screen recording and video and audio recording. I think that is the most basic way to do it. It's a
Yep.
free account. You can record up to a 5 minute video, I think it is, on
Yep.
on a free Loom. But for a lot of people, that will be all you need.
Yep.
So the best way that I've found to do this is simply, start recording your screen, open
Yep.
up a Loom, start recording. You don't even need your camera on. Please make sure you have your microphone. That will be
Yep.
important. Um, but literally, so say, as an example, I have a new contact I want to add to my CRM. How do I do that? I want to create an SOP for that, right? So the way I do that is I'll start recording my screen with Loom, and I will literally just open up my CRM and walk through the steps to do that.
Yep.
Um, you do not have to make it sound professional. You can pause. Um, you can stammer. You can stutter. It's fine. AI will take care of that and remove all of that.
Yep.
So you just walk through the process of adding a contact in your CRM as if you were doing it. Just talk through each step. Step one, click on add new contact. Fill in the first name, make sure it's formatted properly, capitalization, phone number, all of these things. Go through the whole process. Pop over to once you're done, stop recording. Loom will automatically generate a transcript for you.
Yep.
All you need to do is copy that transcript, drop it into your favorite AI platform,
What's your
whether
favorite?
mine right now is Gemini,
Okay.
mainly because I live and breathe in the Google universe, right? So all of Google Docs and everything like that. So it works well. Same with Loom. It'll drop right into Google if you want it to. Uh, but I simply just take that transcript, pop it in a Gemini prompt or ChatGPT, whatever you want to use, and
Mhm.
just give very clear direction on what you want it to produce for you. So if
Yep.
I want to create an SOP that's intended for a brand new staff member who will be managing our CRM, they are a salesperson, so make sure it's the language that you all this kind of stuff, right? That's a different
Yes.
conversation,
Yes.
but it will output a full SOP for you, um, and
Mm.
then you copy and paste that into a Google Doc or wherever you want that to live.
Okay. So obviously that's one of the easy, cheap ways.
Mm-hmm.
What's your preference around a little more expensive? Because really, we're not talking millions of dollars here. We're talking little more expensive, right?
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, the Loom is the free version, right? Super straightforward, very basic. If you need something more robust, something that does the video capture for you, that can capture little snippets of your process as you record it, and then plug that into the SOP, there are platforms out there that can do that.
Yeah.
They are subscription-based platforms, but I think one of the best out there right now is something called Scribe,
Yeah.
Scribe, and I think that's what it
It
Yes,
is.
yeah, it is. All right, good. I just wanted to double check. But yeah, that one's fantastic. And it will do all the same things that we just talked about with Loom, but it will clip videos automatically based on, the transcripts that it's pulling and all that stuff. And it also has workflows and can keep things updated as you continue to move forward in your business and grow and scale.
Yeah. So, okay. So here's the deal. We still, with either of these, like if something changes or the CRM adds something, like you still have to go back and redo some of it.
Hmm.
However, if you're putting it into AI, Jeff,
Hmm.
and you go back to that same AI and you say, hey, this just changed,
Hmm.
it can redo that within seconds, right?
Hmm.
And the cool thing is if you go back and you search the one that you actually were working on, if you keep that and you don't archive it or delete it, and you go back to that one, you could do the new video, show what it, changed, and then boom, put that, transcript. You always have, we do right now have to bring transcripts into all of them, I think. I don't think they'll look at the videos yet. I think that's coming. But for now, unless you do Scribe,
Scribe does, yeah.
for now though, like if you, put that in the ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude, whatever you're using, a lot of us are using all of them,
Hmm.
then you can, in theory, just say, hey, I need to change this, and it'll spit out the new one within seconds.
Hmm. Yep. And then you just copy and paste whatever that updated section is into wherever you're storing your SOP, Google
Wherever it's
Docs, whatever.
living. That's right.
If you're using Google, I know we talked about this the last time I did an ROI in
Yeah.
5, but if you're using Google, Gemini is built right into Google Docs now. So you
Yeah.
don't even have to go back to like the Gemini page. You can
That's right.
go right to your SOP doc and manage it all right there.
Awesome. And so really we're talking, to record a process that you've been doing for a long time. So, my favorite people to talk to are real estate people, even though we work with a ton of small businesses at this point. But like real estate people, stop what you're doing. The next time you're doing it, just take 2 seconds and pop up a Zoom or a Loom or something, and record yourself because man, taking that transcript and just, putting it over there and getting this all documented is easier than it's ever been. And so we're talking, okay, obviously this is like a time investment. It's going to help you a ton in like hiring new people. I mean, my, like we used to be hired for consulting, we still are, but like for really training people on the steps and giving them all those like templates and everything, we still provide that. But now things are getting even easier and better. And if you're watching this and you make it all the way to this place, if you email Jeff and I, so it's Jeff at Ciprani Consulting, Lindsay at Ciprani Consulting, if you email us, we'll give you a nice treat because we do have a brand new Ciprani GPT that was created. that houses every single template, every email template, every action plan that we've ever created in all of Ciprani Consulting. So now you can go in there and say, I need a new listing action plan in Michigan, and and you can grab it. It can come in Excel and it'll make it for you, and it's awesome. But right, it is changing how we're gonna have to do things as consultants too, because now we're gonna have to move, we are gonna be equipping people with AI for all kinds of small business things. And this one's it's just a big one at this point that we're seeing that people can just use this to be so much better at onboarding people. And like that's the biggest thing with small businesses, like train and onboard, please God. So what do you believe is the true time savings here, which of course translates into saving money? But like, what does that look like, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to save 2 to 4 hours at least, not just on the document creation itself,
Yeah,
but then once you start onboarding people,
yeah,
like all of that is there now, right? The
yes,
SOP exists. The new hire can actually reference that instead of coming to you for questions or digging through emails or all of the other documents in your Google Drive, right? So
yeah,
they're coming right to you.
yeah,
It's hours of savings,
yeah,
hours. And this is stuff that you're already doing on a day-to-day basis. You're already adding a contact to our CRM, right? So next time you do that, just simply pop it on a loom and grab that transcript. Even if you don't create the SOP right away, just do it right now because that's not
yeah.
going to change, right?
Yes.
You can snag it later.
By the way, if you're hiring an admin, their first project could be to take all the looms out and stick the, transcripts in there and just make the SOPs themselves.
What better
Like,
way to get someone like in the weeds with your processes and systems, right?
that's right. That's right. Yeah, and then they're talking to Gemini or whoever, and they can ask it questions, right? And it is very helpful. Um, Gosh, it's so funny. Doing this with you just made me realize that we do at some point need to do another ROI lot. Like, at some point we are going to be asking Gemini and ChatGPT too many things that are like legal and whatever, right? And so I guess what I would say is be careful as you like, we're talking SOPs today. We're not talking all the answers to every contract and all those things. Can Gemini and things, help you write these? Can it help you write email responses? Yes. But you know, be careful all the things that you start to ask it because it does seem very smart and it is. But I think, at some point we'll have to talk through that. But SOPs, saving tons of hours. And guys, that saves so many hours in training. I can't even like if you really have something written down, from start to finish, and like it's just going to be a totally different world for so many people and so many businesses. It's so
Yep.
fun.
Yep.
All right, Jeff. Anything else you want to leave them with, or are we good? We covered
I
most
mean,
of
I
it.
think the only other little piece here is that think about like once you have that SOP ready, right?
Yeah,
You can ask it to look for inefficiencies in your process
yeah,
based on that SOP,
yeah,
right? So you could ask Gemini to just say, okay, now that you have this SOP, where can I streamline some of these processes? What's
yeah.
missing here? Where are we getting stuck?
Cool.
So it's a two birds with one stone with that one.
Yeah. Love it. If you want to reach out to Jeff, again, Jeff at sopraniconsulting.com. He only takes a few clients here and there. But man, if you're like a systems person and you want to build out your systems in your small business, Jeff is like the perfect human to come alongside of you. So reach out to us, let us know, and we can set you up with a meeting. So thank you, Jeff. Thank you for your time. We know how valuable it is.
Thank you guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye.